So building relationship capital. I absolutely love doing that. I love when it happens organically as well, because when you just decide to position yourself in certain environments, it just creates this lovely experience. Now, what I want to do is kind of bring it all together in an example. This is going to be very technical. You've probably been wondering, oh, like, what are all these numbers? Looks crazy. I believe this is a very relevant example in today's environment, today's society. So I think you'll get a lot of value from this. This kind of just brings it together. This incorporates lifestyle hacking with credit cards, high yield savings, becoming a member, affiliate, where you shop, having a link, investing according to your purpose, and building relationship capital. So in this example I'm going to share with you is about 5 years in the making. This is a crypto investing platform and a crypto investing journey. Since 2020, when COVID hit, I got exposed to cryptocurrencies. A friend of mine was educating me on what Bitcoin was, what Ethereum is, what is a blockchain, what is proof of stake, and peer-to-peer transactions, and what it means to have privacy in your transactions, what it means to not have a middleman or not need to have a middleman to verify a transaction from peer to peer. And they were just sharing and sharing. There was nothing in it for them. This was a friend of mine. We're cool. He was educating me and he was setting me up. He said, here, you can open up a MetaMask account here and you can get yourself a cold wallet and you can have a hard wallet. And this is centralized exchanges and these are decentralized exchanges. And he's just pouring all this knowledge on me. Then I take that knowledge, I go to the internet, I start watching more videos and it starts giving me stuff. And eventually I come across a platform called crypto.com. I said, that's pretty interesting. That's pretty simple. Crypto.com. And as a marketing guy, like I know how to market to a degree, not the best at it, but I have general knowledge on marketing. And I think one of the fundamentals when it comes to marketing your business, marketing an idea, marketing a mission or ministry that you're doing, keeping it as simple and as relevant in the times as possible is a game changer. So the word crypto.com, anytime someone Googles crypto, this company's going to pop up. So in my mind, like as a customer initially, I also think on the business end, how did that company get me? The way that company got me is I was researching cryptos, cryptocurrencies, and where I could buy these cryptocurrencies. And there's 2 ways that you can purchase cryptocurrencies: on the decentralized platforms or centralized platforms. And there's different views between both. And for me, I've done both. When I think of centralized platforms, this has more credibility, better reputation. It's integrated into our current world system in a sense. And that is where institutional money will eventually show up. Period, hands down. That's how the world works. Then you have decentralized, and when I think of decentralized, it's the wild, wild west. There's not as much security or protection. You have to be your own bodyguard in a sense. You have to have a little bit more knowledge. You have to really know what you're doing to purchase and invest in the decentralized space. But one of the biggest advantages when you invest in decentralized exchanges and environments is the tax advantage. Because nobody knows who owns that asset in a sense. You are not claiming that asset over in commercial A jurisdiction A, commercial. You're not claiming that I, Denzel Rodriguez, owns this amount of Bitcoin and this amount of Ethereum and this amount of Cardano and whatever other cryptocurrencies. It's on the decentralized platform that's outside of the authority and jurisdiction of the United States. Get that? So what's happening is a parallel economy is being formed in the decentralized space. So here I am in 2020, COVID is, taking off and I'm learning about cryptocurrencies. And I said, you know what, I'm gonna do both. I'm gonna have exposure in the decentralized space, and I'm gonna have some exposure in the centralized space. I come across crypto.com, I download the app, on my phone. I sign up, KYC, verification, set up the account. Before you know it, I'm like, wow, this is pretty user friendly. I'm navigating it and it's got all these different opportunities and different ways that you can invest, save your money, all that good stuff. And what I start doing is dedicating 1 to 5% of my income every single year. I really kept it around 1 to 3% each year from 2020 till now, 2025. I've invested anywhere from 1 to 3, almost 4% of my income. So very, very small allocation. And for me, I didn't know that it was gonna work out or not. The way I thought about this was, if I live an extra 40 plus years, what direction is the world going in when it comes to transacting business? In one word, digital. The whole world is going digital. There will come a day, and because I've read the Word of God and I've read through Revelation, we literally have a crystal ball. We know exactly what's going to happen. We don't know when, though. That's the only problem. That's the only caveat. We don't know when it's going to happen, but we know what's going to happen. What's going to happen is we win, number one. Number two, we're not exactly present for a certain period in this arena of revelation time and tribulation period. There's a certain period. You and I, we're not a part of that. But there's all the before, and then there's the after. Because after tribulation, the world doesn't end. After tribulation, there's a 1,000-year reign and rule in the kingdom here on earth. So earth is going to live for another 1,000 years at the very least, according to the Bible. There's going to be a 1,000-year reign here on planet earth. And it's going to be run by Jesus Christ. And he's going to come back. And so what will the financial system look like then? I don't know. What I do know is prior to tribulation and then in tribulation, the financial system will go digital. It might be a mark on the wrist or a mark on the forehead. I've heard both. I've read in the Bible. I think it's right here or right here, something. And that is how we're going to transact in the future. So if you had to take a guess, everybody in here, what do you think is the most efficient way to transact in an environment when it's tied to your body somehow? Well, it's digital. One word, digital. Period. Digital. Frequencies, you name it, whatever it is. It's just wraps up as digital. So for me, I said, okay, over the next 40 years, I'm gonna keep educating folks, helping them get out of debt, get their cash flow into the positive plus, help them save and invest, help them protect their family with insurance, and realize their full potential and purpose in life. And I can partner up with Travis Peters and others along the way. What does it cost to live that lifestyle that I want to create of serving tens and thousands of people throughout my life, running this YouTube channel, doing a Zoom meetings? You know, Zoom costs money, my equipment costs money, I have to pay for internet, electricity, all these things cost money. How can I invest in a way that would cover all the operational costs to do what I do? And I ran through the numbers and I thought thoroughly and I did my homework and I got educated, and now I can honestly say that I know more than the average person about the crypto industry. I'm interested in it. I know about it. I'm educated. I've done my research and I've been in it for 5 years now. Here are my results. With this particular company, crypto.com, this card right here is a very exclusive card that you can get with the company. Today, it costs $50,000 to get that card today. I acquired it $40,000. But what's really cool is I did not invest $40,000 to get that credit card. In order to get this credit card, again, today is 50,000 US dollars, or what they say is $50,000 worth of their native currency, which is called CRO or Kronos or Crow for short. It's the native cryptocurrency on the crypto.com platform. So when I first got on in 2020, the average cost of a CRO was as low as 6 cents and was ranging to as high as 10 cents. Please go on mute for me if you don't mind. Appreciate that. So anywhere from 6 to 10 cents for one CRO, right? One crow. So what I was doing was, again, I was just taking 1 to 3% of my income, my cash flow, and just moving it from cash and just parking it over here into the crypto platform. And I'm purchasing these CROs over and over again. And then one day, I want to say 2021, so not even like a year in, I want to say 2021, one CRO went all the way up to around 95 to 97 cents. So I want to say I had about, I'll give you the exact number. It's actually right here. I put it right there. Yep. So 54,000. Yes. So let me see. So 54,000 is how much I had acquired CROs. 54,000 CROs. Okay, so not $54,000, but 54,302 and 39 times, let's do 6 cents, right? Or so that's about $3,200. Okay. So what happened was I had about maybe $3,000 to $4,000 of CROs, and then it shot up all the way to like 95 to 97 cents. So it nearly 10x in value, or more than 10x actually, because some CROs that were originally purchased at 6 cents, once it goes to 60 cents, that's a 10x increase. So it was, some cases it was more than 10, like a 15, 12, 14, 16x, you name it. And I had on paper over $40,000 worth of CRO, which I had only put in about 3 to 4 grand over that 1 to 2 year-ish period. So then they released this product. This was a fairly new product. And as they were rolling it out, you could take your CRO, and the word was called earn or stake. You can stake your CROs, and you're going to earn, at the time, back in 2021, it was 7.5%. Back then, now it's 8.5%. So I was earning 7.5% on that 54 grand, which at 8.5% is 4,600. So 7.5%, a little bit less than that. So I get the card, right? And now this is cash flowing, this right here, about 4,600 CROs a year. And at 21 cents, that's about $1,000. But if it was 90 cents, 95 cents, that's almost $40,000 a year. All right. So I'm like, wow, such a small amount of money created all this cash flow. And in my mind, I said, okay, since this card is a debit card, and the way this centralized platform works is I'm able to use that debit card, I'm able to convert their native currency into US dollars, add the US dollars on this card, and then use those dollars to lifestyle hack, pay my expenses. So the way I process this for me when it comes to crypto is I'm investing according to my purpose and lifestyle. So I created this asset that creates cash flow for me. I take that cash flow and I just finance my lifestyle. That's all I'm interested in. That's all I want this to do, is pay for my lifestyle so I can keep fulfilling my purpose in life. So I have no interest in how much this increased by. Obviously, the more it increases, the more cash flow I will have. So today's example that I'm showing you, what I've been able to achieve so far in this 5-year journey. And this is just 5 years in. God knows what this will look like 5 more years from now. These are some expenses that I run on this debit card. For this $40,000 card, which now costs $50,000 to get, you get this 8.5% fixed rate of return on your 50K. You get a high yield savings account that you can earn 5% on. You get 5% cash back on all your purchases. And then there's two types of purchases that you can run on this card and get almost like 100% reimbursement. When I first got the card, it was Spotify and Amazon and Netflix. So Spotify, Amazon, and Netflix. I never had Netflix, but I had Spotify and I had Amazon Prime. So I was getting nearly 100% back on my money with this. So at this point in 2025, I do YouTube, Spotify, Prime, Apple, my Aura Ring. You see right here, this Aura Ring, and some Amazon purchases that I make for my house. So these are some lifestyle expenses. This is how much it costs. I'm getting this 5% cashback rewards on these expenses. I get $13.99 back on the Spotify purchase. So my actual subscription is $19.23, but I get $13.99 back. You add everything up, I get $21.31 every single month on this full purchase of these 6 different expenses. So far, I've been able to supplement expenses out of my lifestyle that I no longer have to create income for. And then I reduce those 6 expenses by about $21.31 every single month, which equates to about $101, 101 CROs that are valued at around 21 cents. Today, I think last time I checked, the CRO is around 21 cents. So it went as high as 95, 97 cents, as low as 6 to 10 cents. Right now, it's sitting at around 21 cents. On top of that, cashback reward. So what happens is I take that 101 CROs and then I roll it because it was money I was already going to spend. I then took the next 5 years and I was just rolling it into earning more CROs. And because I have this card, I was getting some of the best offers in the last few years. So I was earning anywhere from 15 to 20% on my CRO, and then in some cases as low as 4.63. And then I still get my consistent 54,000 earning 8.5%, so about 4,600 CROs. On top of that, I've also purchased stable coins, United States USDC stable coins, Bitcoin, and other currencies that I didn't even go through on here, but just covering the main stuff. And same thing, whenever I buy these currencies and I stake them or keep it on the platform gives me another 1 to 2% on the CROs and another 1.25% on whatever I'm investing in stable coins or Bitcoin. So all in all, I've estimated on my account that I'm earning about 500 CROs weekly, which is about $105 a month, 21 cents right now. So that will increase as the value of this company increases, as the value of that CRO increases. So right now, 105 bucks a month, a week. $105 a week. So that's like $400 plus a month. That doesn't sound like a whole lot of money 5 years later, but to me, that's a crazy amount of money because I only started with about $4,000, $4,000 or $5,000 was like my initial investment amount in the first year. And then the preceding years, I've slowly just added more money. And I've always purchased more CROs between 6, 10 cents. And then my cutoff, I stopped buying at like 15, 20 cents. And just because of dollar cost averaging in a sense, like I still keep buying because I'm like, well, I know what it once went to. So it once was worth 95, 97 cents. It's floating around 21 cents. So this has the potential to keep rising. And if that occurs, 500 CROs a week, let's just say it goes to 50 cents. That's $250 a week times 4, it's 1,000 a month. So if I get to the point where it's producing $250 a week in cash flow, what does that allow me to do? That allows me to take some more of my expenses and put it on this card, which is going to reduce the cost of that expense by 5% because I get 5% back on everything. So I reduce my overall cost of operating by $250 weekly or $500 a month or $750 a month, whatever it is. And I just keep rotating, just keep moving more and more bills on here and do that for 40 years. Oh my goodness. And again, I'm not interested in accumulating all this wealth. For me, I'm focused on cash flow because I personally believe cash flow is the only thing that matters when it comes to my finances. If I have cash flow, I'm able to what? I'm able to not just do my purpose, but do it abundantly. And there is a difference. You know, yes, you can make an argument that anyone can do their purpose without cash flow. Yes, but you are limited as to how abundantly you will operate in your purpose, right? If I gave you $1 million and I said, go do your purpose, how much of your purpose are you going to go and do? Probably a lot more than whatever you're doing today. And that's how I've been continuously building my financial framework that's in alignment with my values and beliefs, not just where can I get the highest rate of return. It wasn't about that for me. I also use simple logic and say, okay, what direction is the world going in again? We're going digital. There's no stopping it. There's nothing I can do to stop it. And even my own book that I believe so wholeheartedly in, right? The Bible gives us a clear picture. The world will go digital because of the whole mark of the beast and how there will only be one world currency, one world order, one world government. What's the most efficient way to make all that happen? Make people go digital. Make them, subject them to this one way of doing things. So I'm just getting ahead of it. I'm like, okay, this is the platform that's going to do it. This is the utility. This is the value that it's bringing. And here's a platform that is very user friendly, is very efficient. It's the centralized platform, so it's safe. It's so easy to use. And then guess what? On top of that, remember what I said earlier about becoming a member and becoming affiliate? Well, over the years, once I kept shopping at this platform and kept spending my money here, what did I do? I became an affiliate. And over the years, I've made content and I've shared about the platform, just like I'm doing now. And then what happens is some people sign up, some people don't. I've made a few $100s, not a whole lot, but a few $100s promoting this company. And I do the same with other financial institutions like Fidelity. Like Fidelity is the next company I need to build a relationship with, because I can't tell you how many clients I've referred to open up a Fidelity account or to open up their Roth at Fidelity or open up a brokerage account or transition, because I said, I like Fidelity. I use Fidelity. I think it's easy to use. It's a simple platform. I have my Roth IRA there. I got a brokerage account there. The mobile app is user friendly. It's pretty simple and straightforward.
I help moms, women build wealthy kingdoms that will last forever. To have authority over their finances by helping them pay off debt, increase cash flow, lower your expenses, build your credit, all using your own income.